A new report claims to confirm what tenants across the city have been saying for years, that evictions for renovations have less to do with refurbishing housing and more to do with re-renting at much higher rates.
The same landlords who are proposing to completely gut and renovate a unit are completely neglecting the property until people move out, or doing everything they can to evict tenants with other eviction notices, with other kinds of pressure, harassment, intimidation. It's so obvious that this is not being done out of a sincere interest in improving the living conditions of existing tenants.
The report by housing advocate Philip Zigman and community legal worker Cole Weber is based on more than 160 buildings in Toronto where tenants have or are currently facing renoviction, and looks at the reasons that make it possible.
It is legal in Ontario for a landlord to evict a tenant in order to conduct extensive renovation. I think, unfortunately, as long as landlords are allowed to raise the rent in between tenants, they are going to be incentivized to push out long-term tenants in order to bring in new tenants. And renoviction is just one strategy that landlords use to do that.
The report also delves into how tenants have been resisting renoviction and says it's becoming a strong countermeasure.
There are tenants in buildings across the city that over the past few years have successfully fought back and put enough pressure on their landlords that their landlords withdrew the evictions before they went to the Landlord and Tenant Board.
Some tenants in a Lawrence West building are doing just that.
We plan not to go anywhere. We formed a group and we started to have meetings and so on as to decide what we would like to do or what we can do. And we had like rallies in the summertime, and then we had neighborhood walks where they printed out like pamphlets first with all of the information and what the landlords were doing.
Another tenant in a Queen West building who we spoke to around 2 months ago also continues to fight renoviction while battling terminal cancer.
I don't think I would survive a move. It's a lot of stress, and there's nowhere that I could go within my budget that would keep me close to the hospital where I'm starting radiation hopefully this week, waiting on an appointment. It's incredible how many of my neighbors have been renovicted, and then the apartments, after undergoing minor renovations, then just sit empty because no one can afford them. The apartments next door, which were also renovated into luxury units, are empty. The shop downstairs next door is empty. It's just really not what our community or our city needs.
The authors of the report also say that new measures proposed by the provincial and municipal governments will do nothing to change the conditions that make renovictions possible. For more on that, you can go to our website, citynews.ca. For City News, I'm Dilshad Burman.